What's up, you guys? Chad Guthrie, the Dragon Poet here, coming to you all with another fun-filled vlog here in the state of Florida. Another, well, gloomy day. We're near the height of hurricane season. Not to scare anyone, the last few hurricanes we've had, it's missed Jacksonville entirely. But today, you guys, we are visiting none other than the North Florida Military Museum. And before we kick this thing off, before we go in there, I gotta show you this thing right here. Yes, this is what you call a Lark LX-46. This big beast right here once served the great men and women of this country by delivering cargo in the Vietnam War. Now, as you can see, this thing is very large. This thing is, I'm surprised how this thing floated on water. And I'm just kind of curious what all this thing saw. Cause dude, just look at it. This thing is gigantic. And the amazing part about this is it could carry up to 4 or 5 diesel engines, vehicles, and 200 personnel. So you gotta think, in the days of the Vietnam War, God, wouldn't it have been so cool to see this thing in action? But now, as well, as y'all can tell, she sits here at the North Florida Military Museum. But I'm sorry, I'm just baffled by how big or how small pictures and photographs make something look, but when in real life, it's just incredible. Let's go inside. Okay, now that was a great way to start the vlog, although it's raining. I can feel it. Kinda dampens the mood, but I'm not complaining. But you guys gotta check this out. Check out this big gun. That's quite a big gun, but this is a 538 caliber pistol, not pistol. Anyway, this particular weapon right here was in commission, there we go. And this particular gun was in commission from 1934 until the 90s. And honestly, I would not want to be on the other end of that weapon. That thing could destroy a whole house in one shot. Fire! Okay, now maybe just one more. This one, actually, I'm surprised how small of a boat like this could handle as many naval officers as it could. It could handle up to 31 crew members. And this particular lifeboat was built in 1924, and it was commissioned when the SS Benjamin, the naval vessel it was a part of, was decommissioned. I mean, it's just crazy that this particular lifeboat could have months and months of rations, handle as many men as it could, ensuring their life to some degree. It's just crazy to think about how far we've come as a society, how we establish and build technology, even what we had back then. I'm really itching to go inside. So I guess we called it at a good time because it's raining now. So let's go inside to the North Florida Military Museum. I'm excited for this one. What can I say? And least we not forget, putting on a mask. Because you can never be too careful. Oh, this is so cool, you guys. This is gonna be an interesting museum. Alright, you guys, this is the first exhibit of the museum. This is, well, actually, this is a giant engine from a R28, or R2800, I should say. And really, this was the beginnings of Lee Field, where this museum sits now. As I was hearing from the tour guide, this particular naval base trained about 5,000 men, and just that thing is gigantic. Alright, you guys, the beginning of this museum, it takes us from St. Augustine's early foundings, well, I should say Florida's early foundings, and it will take us all the way up to the Vietnam War. It starts this is a period armor clothing of the conquistadors who founded St. Augustine in 1562, the 1500s, and really the ones that you'll see especially at the Castillo de San Marcos is, well, this type of uniform right here. And I guess they had grenades back then too. And this is what the Revolutionary War period clothing looked like for American soldiers. There was a point when the Castillo de San Marcos was a part of the British Empire, all for about a 20-year span, and this is John Paul Jones. He is considered the father of the American Navy. I believe that's a replica of him, and kind of looks like I want to say it's a pirate. Kind of looks like a pirate. This, you guys, is a diorama, or I should say a model of the USS Constitution. A fun fact is the USS Constitution is still to this day an operating naval vessel. In some places the wood on it is up to like 2 feet thick, and like during its time they would hit it but it would bounce off. Food for thought. It looks like we've got ourselves a member of the French Army, but I think we're going to move on to the Seminole Wars. And here, kitty. This right here, this is a portrait of Osceola. Osceola was one of the greatest Seminole chiefs, and actually even a Native American chief in any war. Sadly, he passed away in South Carolina from dengue fever. Here we have a statue or a mannequin of, well, a Seminole Indian. But it continues on forward. Now we have reached the Civil War, and in this case are, for the most part, I believe, replicas. However, as we progress on into the museum, more and more artifacts will become original. But there's a Springfield, a model 1858 Enfield. That's what Confederate soldiers used. And here in this little case on top of the case is stuff that was found out of Savannah, Georgia. One of the places where the war really took a turn. You guys, I am really digging this museum. I would have never thought that this would have been here, but this is really, really well done. So we're going to keep going onward. And so we enter World War I, where honestly the dioramas, the recreations, it gets all the better. We have a machine gun right there. And if anybody didn't know that World War I was when tear gas and other dangerous gases were involved, that's near the end of World War I, and for the better part of 60 years, everybody agreed that gas was, well, off limits. That must have been one storied soldier. It only makes you wonder who wore that and what all they saw. Well, actually I should say these are remnants from the Battle of Britain in the summer of 1940. Little bits and pieces, just they tell quite a story. Alright, you guys, you have to see this. You all probably don't know what this is, but let me go in here and let me tell you all what this place is. This, during the bombing of Britain, Churchill assigned the residents of Britain a bunker, because if anyone didn't know that a lot of what Britain saw during World War II was aerial fight from German military. And anyway, you could fit up to 6 people in this particular bunker. They called it the Anderson bunker. It's just like crazy. Just imagine being in the 40s with bombs just dropping left and right, and you're under 4 feet in the ground, and all you can hear is that just going off. That is just, sorry, it's like I want to say it's cool, but it is just interesting. That's all I guess that's the only way I can put it. And these are some of the artifacts that you would see in one of these bunkers. You got a police air raid lamp for when everything was going down. You've got masks for when they were dropping gas and bombs and everything. And I think this flag pretty much tells about the next exhibit that we're about to see. A lot of the dioramas in here. This is what it looked like on the German front during World War II. I know a lot of people don't like this particular sign because it does represent a very evil time in history, but it is history. It's something that we should learn from. But here in the cases, this is just what some of the soldiers look like, both German and American. And you gotta check out this diorama here. Incredible. This was created by a local artisan here in Jacksonville, but he went to the actual site and he took a photo. This is the Ranger Battalion Assault on DuPont Hawk. As you can tell, I mean, he put months and months of time into. Here we have the Battle of the Pacific. And what I was hearing is this U-23 that was out in the middle of Jacksonville Beach. And it was interesting, it was a freighter that struck it because it hit it once. Okay, now we are getting into the Korean conflict. There's just so much here, you guys, it's so cool. Or better yet, there is some stuff left from the Pacific part of World War II. So a lot of the guns that the Japanese used, you wouldn't wanna hit one of those sabers or hit one of those guns. That wouldn't be a good thing. And this is a diorama of the invasion of Tarawa. And fun thing is the actual battle of this was won over in about 5 days from American forces. Again, just a lot of really good detail in this. Alright you guys, this just a fun bit of information is even during the Vietnam War, this crossbow right here, they would put dog poop or types of chemicals on the end of those rods to cause infection. Really a truly nasty way to go if that's what were to happen. And now we have reached the Vietnam War. Again, you guys, another beautiful diorama. And look at the size of that bazooka. Machine gun. Again, more artifacts from a bygone era. The Vietnam War, Korean conflict. That looks pretty gnarly. And this is a recreation of what one of the tents would look like during the Korean War, Vietnam War. Imagine being suspended in the middle of the rain, just falling asleep and chilling out. Honestly, reminds me of that quote by Forrest Gump. One day it started raining, and it didn't stop for 4 months. Alright you guys see this simulation that they have here? You can get in this. It is a simulator. I might have to put this down. But just imagine, during the days of the Vietnam War, you would sit in this thing and just like, dude, this is so unreal. Okay, you guys, that was a really, really cool museum. If you all have a chance, visit North Florida Military Museum. You all will not be disappointed. And if you all do, put a little bit of a donation in here. These guys are doing one heck of a job telling the story of what American military action, or the American military looked like throughout the ages. Come here, you will not be disappointed. Now we're going to run around and we're going to check out some of these cars that they have around here. Plus it's finally just kicked in and it started raining. Well, it does appear that this is an old engine. Looks like it's from a Pratt Whitney. It just utterly looks like it crashed at some point. You also have a piece of the wing right there too. Looks like we have some old hospital and camp cars right here too. I think these are also from the Korean conflict, I believe. I think. Alright you guys, that was the North Florida Military Museum. Again, I recommend people coming here. This was a gem and a half. Like I said, if you're interested in history, learning about what some of the American military and its history is, come over here. You will not be sad. You will not be sorry. But anyway, you guys, stay posted, stay tuned. Love you all very much. Stay tuned for the next video. Peace, you guys. Love you all very much.